5 vehicles stopped across 3 lanes of the PI. One person was lying on the road, and while officers were checking what happened, the case took another turn. The accident happened at about 10:35 p.m. on July 8th along the Pan Island Expressway towards Tuas after the Stevens Road exit. 3 cars and 2 motorcycles were involved. Footage taken from a passing bus showed vehicles spread across the expressway. 2 cars were stopped in the far right lane. A person was lying beside a silver car while someone attended to him. A motorcycle remained upright in the next lane. Further ahead, another motorcycle was on its side. A grab cab had also stopped nearby. Police motorcycles and Land Transport Authority personnel were seen at the scene. 3 lanes were affected. At 10:25 p.m., the Land Transport Authority advised motorists to avoid lanes 1, 2, and 3. Just 15 minutes later, the congestion had stretched back to Thompson Road. A 45-year-old motorcyclist was taken to the National University Hospital while conscious. Another person was assessed by Singapore Civil Defense Force officers, but declined to be taken to hospital. Then came the detail that changed the nature of the investigation. While speaking to those involved, police officers detected the smell of alcohol on a 37-year-old male car driver. He was arrested for suspected drink driving. A 33-year-old male motorcyclist is also assisting with investigations. Police have not publicly stated how the collision began, which vehicle made the first contact, or who may ultimately be responsible. That distinction matters. An arrest for suspected drink driving does not automatically prove that alcohol caused the accident. It also does not establish responsibility for the entire 5-vehicle collision. Those are separate questions. Police will need to examine the positions of the vehicles, statements from the people involved, available camera footage, and other evidence before determining the sequence of events. In a multi-vehicle accident, the first impact may trigger several reactions within seconds. A rider may brake suddenly. Another driver may change lanes to avoid a vehicle. Someone behind may have too little time or space to stop. This is why footage showing only the aftermath cannot tell us exactly how the crash unfolded. What it can show is how quickly one incident can disrupt a major expressway. 3 blocked lanes created congestion extending to Thompson Road. Drivers approaching the area may have faced sudden braking, merging traffic, and reduced space that can create a second layer of danger, even after the original collision has ended. Motorcyclists are especially exposed in this kind of situation. A car offers a passenger a protective frame, seat belt, and airbag. A rider has far less physical protection when thrown from a motorcycle or struck by another vehicle. In this case, the injured motorcyclist was conscious when taken to hospital. That is reassuring, but the police investigation remains important because several road users were involved. There is also a wider lesson about alcohol and driving. The danger is not limited to a driver appearing visibly drunk. Alcohol may affect reaction time, judgment, coordination, and the ability to respond to sudden changes on the road. On an expressway, where vehicles travel at higher speeds, even a small delay in reacting can reduce the distance available to avoid a collision. At the same time, fairness requires us not to decide the cause before the evidence is complete. The driver's arrest is a serious development, but an arrest marks the beginning of further investigation, not the final conclusion. The same caution applies to the motorcyclist assisting police. Helping with investigations does not by itself mean that the person committed an offense. The key unanswered question is how 3 cars and 2 motorcycles ended up spread across 3 lanes. Was there one initial collision followed by several secondary impacts? Did sudden braking contribute? Were lane changes involved? Could every road user see the hazard in time? Those details have not been confirmed. What is already clear is that a single expressway incident can affect far more people than those directly involved. It can send someone to hospital, place emergency workers beside moving traffic, and create congestion across a long stretch of road. It can also force other motorists to make quick decisions while approaching an unexpected obstruction. A sensible response is not to speculate about blame from a short clip. The stronger response is to recognize how little room for error exists on a busy expressway, especially at night. Drivers need to leave enough distance to brake safely. Riders should avoid remaining in blind spots. Every road user should reduce speed when approaching congestion or emergency vehicles. And anyone who has consumed alcohol should not attempt to judge whether they are still fit to drive. The safer decision is not to drive at all. Do you think stronger deterrence is needed for suspected drink driving cases, or should more attention be placed on preventing chain collisions through safer following distances? Like, share, and subscribe to 2230.